Patrick Townley at ptlarts.com in my studio in Brighton, and I'm just going to do a bit of work on the portrait I've been working of my father. I started off, I've done the whole thing in oils this time, so I'm just going to share the photograph that I'm going to be using so you can see what I'm doing. There it is. Right, so I'll just share this and explain a bit. So yeah, this is my father when he's about 30, so about half my age. I'm just going to be using a couple of small brushes, and because I've got a good start on him already, I guess, you know, it's because he looks a bit like me. But he's not been with us for about 20 odd years, and this picture I would never have known him at this age. So what I'm going to do is, so that's the picture I'll be looking at instead of yeah, and you won't be looking at it while I'm painting it. And so I'm just going to get that into position so that I can look at you and look at it at the same time. Right, okay, so there we are, there we have it. Move the microphone a bit. Obviously the photograph's in black and white, and I'm putting it into colour. I'm just trying to get a direct view in there for you. So what I do on the screen, yeah, so the picture's on the screen, so I look at the screen, turn and paint, look and paint, look and paint. And the thing is, gradually with painting, you can get confidence in your short-term ability to see and translate things into the painting. And the great thing with oil paint is that you don't need to worry, because you can move it around and shift it. In fact, that's it. So you put it roughly where you think it's going to be, and in that process you learn where things actually are and where they aren't. So there's no such thing as a mistake. It gives you a position to move the paint around so it's in the necessary place towards the end of the painting. So here we go. I've got a palette here, so I'm just going to grab a couple. I'm going to be using some red, some transparent chromium yellow, which is great for skin tones, white, and probably some yellow ochre as well. I've already got a bit of this, but it's fantastic. This it's called transparent oxide yellow, and it's really superb for flesh tones. So here we go. I'm going to use this dagger brush and gradually apply little bits of paint. Put some different colour in it. I sort of started off monochrome. I've put some blues in the background. That could change as time goes on. I tend to look at the whole image, not just the face. That can be a bit misleading. So I'm just getting some skin tones together on the palette. So I'm ready to go. I'm quite kind of happy with where I've got the shapes of the face. It's all, as usual, it's about light and dark. So I'm just putting some tones here to see if they work. They're looking bright on the screen. They don't look quite so bright on the canvas. And then I can do a lot of mixing. I can do a lot of mixing on the canvas. And the trick is to really trust your own judgment. However, we always doubt it, and that doesn't really go away. So yeah, I'm just putting. So this is a lot. It's under the shadow that side. I want to take advantage of that, but I don't want the shadow to be as strong as it is in the image, in the original photograph. I want it to be more kind of balanced, more, more natural. Right, so here we go. Yeah, so at this time, my father had just moved into the house where I was born, actually. So they'd had a lot of ventures. It's difficult to imagine what it was like for my parents. They'd both been through the Second World War. Their whole lifestyle had radically changed, like many others, obviously, at that time. So there we are. We've got, he looks like he's got measles on the screen. It's got coming out in a rash. So I'm going to put the palette down, get myself a bit of white on the brush as well, on one side of the brush, and then it's gentle work, basically, gentle work to try and tone this in, try and tone it in and make it congruent. There you see the bit of white, brings it, tones it down a bit from the red, quite so much red. There we have it. So yeah, I'm sort of adding bits of mainly titanium white works really well with the transparent outside. You know, generally, I don't use titanium white until the end of a painting, but it mixes in with this particular. That went a bit too far with the. So I've just re-stretched the canvas before I started painting. I usually work from the other side of the painting, so it's like throwing me, and also it's yeah, it's kind of easy. Instead of looking at the picture, it's easy to look at the screen, which of course is completely different. So, because if I look at the screen, I look at the painting I've already done. So, yeah, there's the chromium yellow, you see, working in. I just rub the brush a bit, get a bit more of this white. So generally I'll work about 6 or 7 layers of paint. So it's like layers of skin really, onto a portrait, and then assess it from there and moving it about where necessary. Just try and get, yeah, after maybe 4 or 5 layers of paint on the face, I can start to zoom in on the image and work on the finer detail. It's best not to worry about the finer detail at the early stages because it can lead you astray. You spend a load of time on a bit of the finer details, you feel certain you've got it right, and then you put some more paint on and it throws the whole balance off. So it's like a balancing the whole picture is what's kind of important, really. So generally what I do is go and stand quite a long way back. On this occasion I won't be because I'll be walking into the screen. So a bit of shadow on there from me. As you can see, it's starting to brighten up. There. So a lot of these sessions, like with this portrait, I will have this little session here that I'm having now. Then I will move on. I'm doing an exhibition at the moment. I've got some work to finish for that. So I'll probably leave this for another, so it dries off a bit and I can start putting another layer on. So it can be quite quick work sometimes. It's quite, if you really want to work at it on a day-to-day basis, of course that's absolutely fine. But I find at this stage, it's really useful to hang it up in your studio, do some other work and just keep glancing at it, keep thinking of the image, and you start to go, oh, okay, I know where to go next, rather than just, otherwise you can get led down a blind alley, basically, and that's happened to me loads of times. So I'm quite happy with the way he's coming on. Just a bit of work there. There, so let's put some light in. I'm going to have to come back on another session in a few days' time. And so that'll do for now. So thank you very much, ptlarts.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check me out, check out my work. Thanks very much.